Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today I'm going to work on the $50 Chinese Juniper once again. This will be the second time I've done any work to it. When I got the tree, it was just this big bush. You couldn't see any of the structure in it. It was so dense. So I whittled away at it and I got it down to kind of a basic structure. And I wasn't very happy with the structure of it. It had this weird curving trunk and two cascade branches, and the top of the tree went off at this weird angle. It wasn't a very attractive looking tree, so my challenge is to work on it, and someday it hopefully will become a tree I like and maybe even really like. So I last worked on this tree 5 months ago, so it's grown in really well since then. It's gotten bushy once again. It's starting to get its fall colors, so it's shutting down for the year. So let's begin the work on the $50 Chinese Juniper round number 2. I've been looking at the tree and I'm trying to discover things I like about the tree. So one thing I like is that the trunk curves from the base down here. It curves in a smooth arc all the way down on this cascading branch. The other cascading branch, it divides into two here. I don't know if you can see it from this side. It's way too thick. It has no taper. You can see I cut it off here and it still has no taper. It's just a big thick branch and it doesn't look very good. So I think today I'm going to remove that back of the cascade part, this whole branch off. Just keeping the smaller one here, which is more interesting and continues that flow line of the trunk. And then I'm going to grow a small apex on the top of the tree. So I may either remove all of this upper branch here and keep this part, or just prune it back short until something develops stronger up top, and then eventually prune it back to those upward shoots. So there's the chance I may do some pretty major cuts today. I think there's a good chance of that. So let's start with this cascade part. I'm going to get rid of the part I don't like. Here is a look at that back part of the cascade branch. The front part is over here. So there is some little branches around the base of it, so I will at least prune it off to here. So I'll get my ratcheting pruners, and I better clean them first. Yeah, I sprayed them with soap and water. Okay, so here I go. Yeah, I think, even if I leave a bit of the deadwood stump sticking out, if I prune it here, I will have enough to do that. So here I go. Here's the first big cut of this tree coming up. That is gone. So quite a branch. So here is the cascade part now. So there's those little branches I was talking about that might look good. I don't think that one would. So the next big cut would be to this big strong part here. So again, I want to leave some options open. I've got these branches coming up here if I want to make a little crown on my cascade tree. So I think a good safe place to cut would be right here. So here I go, another big cut coming up. Taking that entire section off the tree. Wow. So there is what I'm left with. Let's have a look at the front of the tree now. Here is a look at the tree from the front. Yeah, I'm not really keen on this thick part here. It's pretty ugly. It's so thick. I think I'm better to grow these smaller branches into a little apex than use this big thick one. So I don't think that would look very good as deadwood. I think any deadwood there was just going to interrupt the flow of the trunk. I'm going to prune it off. I'm just not happy with that. So here I go. Gone. Leaves a big kind of scar there, but that's okay. So I definitely like the trunk line better now. I kind of like this branch back here. So again, on this branch, I've got a coarser branch. Let me rotate it around here. I've kind of got a coarser branch that's quite straight, and it's not thick, but it has no taper or movement. So I'm going to reduce this branch back to the part where it has younger growth. Like that. Developing this. And then off my cascade part here, I've got this upper branch here, which is shading out the lower part. And I don't think it kind of interrupts the cascade. It kind of, your eye goes down here and then goes out here. I think I want that one removed. Like that. So now my cascade part has good sun. And I'll also remove, there's a branch growing right on the top here that I don't think I want. I mean, I could have some layering here. I'll take this off, giving a little more room in there, and my vertical part here can come off. Yeah, this branch is also kind of growing sort of, it's not on the inside of a curve, but it's sort of not in a very desirable place. Do I want to keep it or do I not, is the question. I think it looks better without it. I'm going to get rid of it. So that's gone. And I got two branches here. I can get rid of the upwards growth. And this one's a little long. I'm going to prune that back. Developing the compact foliage. Turn that back. Okay, how's that looking? Well, it's very swoopy. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, what to do with this big wound here? I definitely want to nibble it back a bit. It's kind of sticking out, so I'm going to make it more flush. And then, to make it look more natural, you can see on this other branch I kind of peeled it back so it made a wound down the trunk. You can see it's already healing over. I may want to do a similar thing here, so I'm going to kind of dig under the living tissue here. And then with my pliers, I'm going to try and grab that and peel it back. Now, is that enough of a scar? I think it is. Looks okay, I think. So next, I'm going to prune this growth back a bit. It's getting a little long. I'll take it back to here. This side, I'll take it back to here. This top shoot, I'll reduce back a bit. And here also. This one will come back. So next I'm going to do a little pruning on this cascade branch. You can see the shoots are running quite long. So I'm going to take it back. Some of these shoots sticking up can get the tips pruned off. Some of these branches I don't think I want any branches in here, so I'm going to remove those. Keep that a little cleaner looking. Okay, I'm not going to go too crazy pruning this branch up because it's got to grow and kind of integrate with the rest of the tree. So I think that's all I'm going to do to the juniper today. So let's have a look at it now and see if I like it any better. Here's a look at what I've taken off the tree today. So most of the tree, big cuts today. So let's have a look at the tree now. Here is a look at the tree now. So I've got this big scar here, which as it heals may look good. It may become a feature. Or my other option is to use this as the front view, which is quite scar free except for this stub here. I think this is an attractive front view because this back branch goes away from you and then it kind of comes back a bit. I think it's, yeah, so I think I'm going to mark this as the front of the tree. I think at the present moment that's the strongest view. And yeah, you can see the movement in the branches. So I think, you know, it was a good move to cut everything off and develop, keeping a basic trunk line and developing the foliage from these small shoots. I think it'll be beneficial in the far future to develop everything from scratch. Here's a closer view of the tree now. Yeah, I think I'm going to like this tree in the future. I think it's looking quite nice. I do like this cascade branch now. I think it flows really nicely. I find it kind of funny. I had about 10 of these junipers to pick from, and after round 1 of pruning up this tree, I thought I probably picked the worst one out of the 10. You couldn't see any of the structure. It was just a mass of green foliage. But now I think I'm starting to like this tree. I think I see some potential in it, and I think it'll be fun developing it into the future. So that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.